Okay, so in today's video, guys, we are going to be going through the top 10 Piggy secrets that you did not know about, part 8. My goodness, how in the world are we on part 8? Wow. So of course, like we did before, we got up to 5 parts and we put them all into one movie. So we will be doing the same thing when we do finally reach part 10. Now in today's video, I'm pretty sure that we have a few secrets in here that you're going to go, that's pretty interesting. So if I did manage to make you go, pretty interesting, make sure to let me know in the comment section down below. And of course, if you do enjoy these types of videos, then would you mind subscribing to the channel? And of course, if you don't like the content further down the line, you can always unsubscribe. And also, if you wouldn't mind using star code Antixx, that would also be amazing. So anyway, the top 10 Piggy secrets that you did not know about, guys.
Let's do this.
Number 1. Rash's existence. Now, it is pretty clear since Piggy Book 2 Chapter 9 that Rash could potentially be infected. It is simply because that Tigry is saying that he wants to try and cure his friend. Now, we know that Tigry and Rash were friends due to that note in the refinery. They all took one look at me and just threw me away like I was nothing to them. Not Rash, though. We were alike. We were friends. So this is the first time that we actually had an idea that Tigry and Rash were good friends. And of course, in the end cutscenes of Piggy Book 2 Chapter 9, Tigry does go on about trying to save his friend. And he's also basically trying to get us to leave Willow and basically join sides with Tigry so that we can try and actually save Rash. Now, I'm not entirely sure who I actually trust at this point, but the way that Tigry did come across in those end cutscenes, to me, it was pretty sus. So which side are you taking? Are you hashtag Team Willow or are you hashtag Team Tigry? I hate to say it, but I genuinely think that I'm hashtag Team Willow. I just cannot see that the storyline is going to make Willow a bad person if we're trying to save her younger brother. I mean, sure, Willow's made some bad mistakes in the past, but guys, I really can't see Willow being the bad person at the end of Book 2. But can I see Tigry being the bad guy at the end of Book 2? Actually, do you know what? Yes, I can. I genuinely think that Tigry could actually be a bad guy. But more videos on that to come out on the channel. Number 2, the cutscenes. Now, the other day, I believe that it was Piggy Discussions that actually put a poll out on Twitter. And it basically asked, what's your favorite thing about Piggy? Is it, you know, the cutscenes? Is it the storyline? Is it the actual gameplay itself? And what actually won was the cutscenes. And then Minitoon actually replied something along the lines of, well, everyone's going to enjoy what's in store for Piggy Intercity then. So Minitoon basically confirmed that if everybody is enjoying the cutscenes, Piggy Intercity, when Book 2 is all over and done with, this Intercity is going to contain a lot of cutscenes, a lot of storyline, and a lot of more stuff just going on around in Intercity. So I did think that that was a pretty cool secret that Minitoon did come out with just the other day on Twitter. Number 3, Penny's eyes. Now, this is something that I actually thought the other day in the Distorted Memory chapter. You actually don't ever get to see Penny's eyes. Could that be because she's infected? And also, you don't actually get to see the side of her head as well. So does that also mean that she's going to have that weird black stuff going around her, potentially meaning that she is part of the Insolence? Because at this point, there are quite a few characters around the area that, you know, they're becoming the Insolence. They're becoming like they've got got this insolence eye, they also have this black stuff going around their heads. Does that mean that way back, literally Penny is doing the exact same thing? Because at this point, what's telling me is happening here is that those red eyes that were in the sky in distorted memory are basically turning people into the insolence. That is currently my stance as to what is actually going on with these eyes and what is making all of these like infected characters turn more intelligent. So I just wanted to put that little secret out there that, you know, we don't actually ever get to see Penny's eyes. Does that mean that she's actually got the insolence eyes in that distorted memory chapter? And does she also have that black sort of like crawling stuff going around her face? Well guys, that's going to be something that we are going to get to further down the line. Number 4, Kona. Now, of course, Kona was a brand new character that we did meet in Piggy Book 2, Chapter 9. But unless you've seen one of my videos before, I bet you did not realize this secret. So I'm going to take you way back to Piggy Book 2, Chapter 1, The Alleys, and there is a note that is underneath the door that says, "Can K come out and play?" Now, that K literally has enough room for the name Kona. So does that mean that Kona potentially knows William? Does that potentially mean that Kona knows where William is? Well, we do know that this whole storyline that happened way back in the alleys, it happened a decade ago. So of course Kona would have been a lot younger back then. And also potentially around the same age as William. So I'm pretty certain that this "Can K come out to play" is actually speaking about Kona here. And I do feel like a lot of people did actually miss this secret when Minitoon was hinting at Kona coming out in Piggy Book 2 Chapter 9. Number 5, Nazar Amulet. Now, I don't actually think that I've ever done a Nazar Amulet secret in my top 10 secret series, but I'm pretty sure that you guys do know what it is by now. But we're just going to go over this pretty quick, pretty short, and pretty simple. So Minitoon tweeted out a hint way back before Book 2 Chapter 9, and that hint involved this weird little eye thing. Now, if you actually hover over that weird little eye thing, it actually says that it is called a Nazar Amulet. Now, my understanding of a Nazar Amulet is basically a pendant in real life that literally saves you from the evil eyes. The evil eyes potentially being those weird little insolence eyes that you can see up in distorted memory. It also went on to speak about how it makes its victims feel unwell the next day, and yeah, it's kind of just hinting towards what the insolence is. But I did think that this was a pretty huge secret that did come out at the time. Number 6, characters' hands. Now, I did actually do this fun fact way back in a fun fact video. I never actually did this in a secret video, but did you know that all of the male character hands actually have fingers, and all of the female characters' hands are just gloved hands? So that's a pretty easy way to try and figure out what characters are what gender. Now, I would just like to note this isn't 100% true, but it is a roughly 90% accurate. I'm aware that there are a couple of characters out there that do have the opposite gender hands, but like I said, this is literally 90% accurate, and this is a good little like secret as well, just simply because of that whole Dessa thing being a transgender character. It really does show that Dessa went from being a male character now to being a female character, because she does have those gloved hands. So did you know about this little secret? Well, let me know in the comment section down below. I do love to know if I actually do teach you guys something here and there. Number 7, the tomb. Now, there are some crazy characters coming in Piggy Book 2. So if we go into Piggy Book 2 Chapter 9 and go down into the tomb room, where it looks as though potentially absolutely everything happened with the insolence, there are some coffins, some tombs, and 2 of them actually have some signs on. Now, this one says, "Here lies King Milo. May he rule over the realm of the dead for eternity." So that's our king, King Milo. Pretty pretty interesting, and I will be keeping an eye out for who potentially Milo could be. Now, on the opposite side of the room, you have here lies Queen Viola. May she continue her fierce conquests in the afterlife. So it looks as though Queen Viola and King Milo, they have very much the same motive. It's very much about the afterlife and all of the realms, and it looks as though they're really not going to be that cool. It looks like, you know, the fierce conquests and rule over the realm of the dead for eternity. This is some creepy stuff right now. So who are your theories as to who King Milo is going to be? Do you guys think that it is going to be Mr. Stitchy? And do you think that Queen Viola could potentially be Mrs. Stitchy? I mean, if we get a Mrs. Stitchy, that would be insane. But these little secrets in Piggy Book 2 Chapter 9 is pretty cool, because it does explain that there is going to be a King Milo and a Queen Viola coming to Piggy Book 2 Chapter 9. And it does sound as though that they are going to be really, really cool bosses at the end of Book 2. Can you just imagine a boss fight between King Milo and Queen Viola, and we're literally trying to battle the two of them? Dang, that would actually be insane. Number 8, Pacifica. Now again, if you haven't seen a fun fact video of mine, did you know that Primrose was actually going to be called Pacifica? Now Minitoon did actually give me this fun fact little secret way back when I did the fun fact video, and I did think that this was a really, really cool secret, just to know that Primrose was originally going to be called Pacifica. A random little secret for you guys there, but yeah, I hope you enjoyed that one. On to the next. Number 9, Original Mr. Stitchy. Now, did you know that Mr. Stitchy actually came from one of Minitoon's older games? So this guy that you're seeing on screen right here is literally the original Mr. Stitchy, way before Piggy was even a game. Now, this character was one of Minitoon's favorite characters that he has ever created, which is why Minitoon decided that he wanted to take that character from a previous game and import it into Piggy for the storyline. Now, this previous Mr. Stitchy, I'll be honest, pretty creepy, looks extremely weird, but I do like the little addition that Minitoon has added into Piggy. Mr. Stitchy, he looks really cool now, but there also is another Mr. Stitchy that is from the Lost Book that is extremely cool, and I feel like Minitoon could actually potentially be, you know, contemplating actually bringing that one into Piggy when we do finally come across Mr. Stitchy. And finally, number 10, the Intercity Notes. Yes, I know, again, the Intercity Notes. Crazy, I know. These things have been getting pretty annoying for quite some time, and still nobody has managed to decode these notes. However, we did get a little bit of an idea by Minitoon just the other week about what these could actually mean. Now, somebody tweeted out the other week saying, Minitoon, come on man, it's been like ages since these notes have actually come to Piggy Intercity. I think it's been around roughly 5 months since these notes were added into Intercity, and still nobody has found it. Come on, Minitoon, help us out a little bit here. So someone asked him, you know, Minitoon, can you help us out? Can you give us a little bit of a hint as to like how we can decode this? And Minitoon basically replied along the lines of, do you know what? No, I'm not actually going to help you find a way how to decode it, but I will tell you what these notes will actually mean when you do finally decode them. And Minitoon revealed that it is going to explain something pretty big for the storyline in Piggy Intercity. So when we finally do manage to decode these notes are going to give us a little idea as to what Intercity is going to be like. So again, another cool secret that Minitoon did come out with just the other week. But anyway guys, there we go. That's my top 10 Piggy secrets part 8. And again, if you would like to see more videos like this in the future, then make sure to subscribe. Again, you can always unsubscribe if you don't like the channel in the future. But anyway, that's going to be it from us today. Thank you all for joining, and we shall see you guys in the next one.